And what was the thing that you said? Dating
Yeah,
thing?
sure. So this is one interesting concept, and I'll talk about date as a concept as well as I'll talk about Google Sheets versus Excel also. So what happens is that these are the few things which every Excel user should know. So let's type first Jan 1900. Then let me type 30th Jan 1900 here. And let me type today's date. Keyboard shortcut is Control and semicolon. And then let me type some date of birth also, 2000. So now these are the dates which I have typed in Excel, right? So let me just copy paste it here. So again, now this is a small error. So I just have to increase the width. And what I do is I convert this into a number format. So I convert this into a number format. So now if you see here, it is a date. And when I just change here, it becomes a number. Like, what's happening? If I convert it back to a date, then it again becomes a date. So what is exactly happening here? So to understand this, we need to ये समझना चाहिए कि Excel में there is no concept of date. Date is nothing but a number. So Excel's computation engine starts on 1st Jan 1900. So therefore it is day one for Excel. And let's say if I take today's date, then that is those number of days which have been passed. So if I convert it to a number, so 45,731 days from that day. So if I do A minus B, so if I do this minus this plus 1, we will get the same number, which is 45,731.
Okay.
So there is no concept of date in Excel. Date is nothing but just a number. So that is what we should be knowing in mind. And two very important keyboard shortcut, Control Shift 1 converts anything to a number format, and Control Shift 3 converts it into a DD triple M YY format. So these are some dating hacks we should know. Yeah. And second thing is that there are two more date functions also which we should be aware of. One is like a EO month function, and second is a EDate function. Correct. So again, like I've been talking about these things, is that actually the calendar which we follow is a Gregorian calendar, right? 1st Jan to 31st December 365. And just to go a bit out of the topic, is that Gregorian calendar is not a very good scientific, well designed calendar. Actually, it's a Christian calendar given by a pope in 15th century, and July is named after Julius Caesar. Augustus is after his son. So some days, some months have 31 days, some have 30 days. Then there is a leap year concept. February just have 28 days. So it's not a very well designed and a good calendar. On the other hand, if you see our traditional Indian calendar, so it's a lunisolar calendar. We don't have a concept of leap year. We have a concept of Adhik Mas, because the cycle of moon is different, the cycle of sun is different. So to reconcile them, we have that Adhik Masa. We don't have the concept of leap year. So because of some limitations in Gregorian calendar, you cannot, simply do like 2 months ka notice hai, to add 60 days. That will not work, because jo check bhi likhte hai, 3 months. So there are some specific functions. So like if I do 17th August plus 60, it will give me a wrong answer, because we have to add 2 months. So I can use EDate function. So EDate would be 17th August and 2 months. Then it will give me answer as 17th October 23. So that is one EDate function which is very important. Like let's say you want to get end of the month, right? So there is a EO month function. So this is 25th December, and you want to know what is the end of the month. So you can just type 0. So it will give you end of the current month. And if you want to know, like, the next salary date would be first day, because Apple pays its salary on the first day. So it will be end of the month plus 1. And previous salary day karna hai. So what I can do EO month of the same date. Now instead of 1, I will write -1. So what would happen? I am in December. So previous month ka end kab hoga? To November hoga. Correct? And then I add +1. So these are two EO month and EDate functions which are there in Excel. So if you work a lot on dates, then you should be knowing this.
Got it.
So these are the things. Now, one strong limitation which I feel about Excel, as I told you, ki 1st Jan 1900 is the starting day for Excel. So agar 1st Jan 1900 ka pehle ka data hoga, so Excel cannot analyze that data.
Oh, is it?
So yeah, so that is a limitation of Excel. And then I thought about it, ki is this a true limitation? To some extent, I feel ki it's okay, because koi bhi business hoga to itna purana data to hoga nahi. So that is one limitation in Excel. So let's move to Google Sheets. Let's try to understand how Google Sheets is placed in this order.
Just before that, what was that? Party date 1, party date 2, and postponed
Yeah,
by 2
correct.
days?
Again, so now people ask, like, why date is stored as a number. So, like, let's say we decide that on 15th March we will have a party, but some people say no, not on 15th March. Let's have it on 25th March. Correct. Now, just to build some consensus, we feel that let's take an average. So you can use an actual average function on dates. So if I take an average of this, then it will choose the middle day out of it. So the dates are stored as numbers. So therefore, you can perform mathematical calculation.
Okay.
Let's say you want to postpone it by 2 days. So you add +2. So now it becomes 20th March. So just because
Got it.
dates are stored as numbers, you can perform average, plus minus calculations on the dates.
Got it.
So-
And इसमें ये भी होता है ना, बहुत बार इश्यू होते हैं जहाँ पर डेट के जो फॉर्मेट्स होते हैं वो भी चेंज
Yeah.
करने होते हैं, एंड कभी कभी बहुत टाइम होते भी नहीं है वो.
Yeah,
So how to
yeah,
solve
that's
that?
that's true. So now I'll come to that point. So now see, देखो ये आपको डेट लग रहा है बट ये डेट नहीं है. So इसमें there is one function in Excel which is called as an is number function, which everybody should know. So देखो अगर मैं इसको is number करता हूँ तो Excel will give me true as an answer because this is a date and date has to be a number. But if I do is number on this function, now I move from this to this, Excel will give me false as an answer. Because Excel is not able to catch कि ये कौन से format में date है. So I have to tell Excel that this particular date is in which format. I think it is month, date, and year format. Correct? So here I can use the concept of text to columns. So again, the keyboard shortcut is Alt A E for text to columns dialog box. You click on next, next, and यहाँ पे आप Excel को बताओ कि this is in a MDY format, right? Sorry, MDY format, and click on finish. Now Excel has converted to a proper date, and देखो ये is number true हो गया.
Okay.
So that is how the format का issue हो जाता है because US follows a different format, India follows different format. So text to columns comes to the rescue in that context.
So text to columns में और क्या क्या कर सकते हैं? वहाँ पे एक बार जाना Alt A E में.
Yeah.
Like
So
there was
text to columns
split
will
and all.
Yeah, so it will help you split the data across different columns. That is one.
Okay.
And you can also convert the data का format. Like let's say एक number है उसको text में convert करना है या date के अलग अलग formats है तो you can convert the data into different formats. So that's the utility of text to columns as a feature also in
Got it.
Excel.
Finally, we answered the text to column question. But yeah, you're showing something on Google Sheets.
Google Sheets, yeah. So I mean, I've just taken an example. So we are in Maharashtra. So Shivaji Maharaj was one of the emperors or rulers, kings here. So let's take his date of birth. So it was 19th Feb 1630, and this is 3rd of April 1680. So this is before 1900. So let's see if I want to compute how many days he was there on the earth. Right? So like what was his lifespan? So he was there for 18,306 days, and I can divide it by random 365 to get the years. So he lived life for 50 years. Now I could do this example in Google Sheets because Google Sheets does not have that limitation. But if I put the same data in Excel, let me just copy paste it here, and let me just do A minus B here. It will throw me a value error. Why it is throwing me a value error? Because ये number है ही नहीं. This is a text. So I cannot do Chinmay plus Kushal, right? Chinmay plus Kushal is meaningless. So therefore, this is also meaningless thing which we are doing. So although it appears to be a date, but it's not a date, right? So it's throwing a value error because we are trying to make some additions and deletions to the text input. So that is one good thing where Google Sheet stands out, is that it does not have any limitations of dates per se.
If you learned something new from this video, do share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel so that we can bring you the best content possible. Also, if you want to watch this entire episode, click on the link in the description box and you can go to Kushal Lodha YouTube channel and watch the entire podcast episode. Thank you so much for watching this and have an amazing day.